Hey, what's good? This is Martin. In today's video, I'm gonna be making Detroit Philly inspired beats. But we're gonna be giving it our own twist. If you've been anywhere near the South American trap rap music scene these past few months, something that's been blowing up massively are these Detroit Philly inspired beats, but that every producer and artist have been giving their own twist. You have artists like Dolly Flaco, Michi Romeo, Daus, Kanak, for example. Kanak just dropped the track with Michi Romeo called Player, and it's on one of these types of beats. And I don't know how to describe it rather than like Detroit Philly type beats, but with each artist giving it their own twist because I don't know how else to explain it. Just go and listen to a Dolly Flaco track and it will explain itself. It's like you have the Detroit drums, and then each producer is like either doing something crazy with the melody, they're doing crazy samples, they're just doing vocal chops, they're doing all sorts of things. So that's what we're gonna be doing today, but we're gonna be doing it our way, and our way is always like ambient orchestral stuff. So that's what we're gonna do. I always have one rule when it comes to making beats, and is that I do not drum my loops. My drums and my loops are something separate, so I guess I'm gonna be breaking that rule today for you guys. And yeah, the loops that I'm gonna be using, I already made a video on how I make my loops. The loops that I'm gonna be using are from my Microns loop kit, which is linked down in the description. It's 44 loops in the ambient orchestral style. It's $30, link down in the description. Yeah, 44 loops, $30. Just seems like a great deal if you want some loops. And yeah, I already have one picked out that I was listening to earlier today, and I thought, this would be a banger on one of these types of beats. So it's this one right here with Armand. I want to play it for a little bit. So this is the loop that we're gonna be using for today's beat, and every time I make one of these Detroit Philly, I say inspired because at the end of the day, this is nowhere near a Detroit beat. The only thing that resembles a Detroit beat are the drums. So I don't know how I should call these types of beats. You guys will tell me in the comments. I still don't have a name for this. People in South America call these beats Detroit beats, and I mean, sorry for whoever gets offended. So the first thing that I always do is I usually make all my drums in a single pattern and then split it out. So the first thing that I always add is a hi-hat, and I just do it like this. And it's a really, 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 really simple hi-hat pattern. I just add this like this to give myself an idea of how the rhythm will sound. And then I add a clap. So open hats. The stomp that you always hear in all these beats. Always add one open hat that follows, the rhythm of the stomp. I do that with the stump. Sometimes it's like you add a little intro to it, you know, little stair type thingy, like this, and you play with the ADSR like that. I'm gonna add some roll to the hi-hat. Snare. Might take the snare out. I don't think there's a single Detroit beat that I've heard without this rim. Also, this other perk, this is on like this like temp is on every single Detroit beat that I hear. So once we have that bass laid down, these are what our drums look like. I usually like speed run when I'm making drums. I don't know why. It's like I feel like it's kind of awkward maybe watching this video because you're just watching me giving little comments on what I'm doing. But it's just like I have the process of making drums so integrated within myself. It's like I just run while I do it, you know, like I'm thinking faster than I can speak. One thing that I always do when I'm making drums, and this is my advice to every producer watching this, is if there is a bass pattern in the track, either like a Reese bass or an actual bass, like in this beat, I will go make it unique as a sample. Like I'm gonna cut it right here, make it unique as a sample. Boom. You click yes. And now I right click this, edit an audio editor. It opens Edison like this. Right click tools and convert to score and dump to piano roll. And now if we go to our step sequencer right here to our pattern, we're gonna see that we have a pattern with our bass. And this is super important because you hear so many beats where the 808 is just blatantly out of tune and it's annoying. Like, you know, you're never gonna place a beat with the 808's out of tune. Like it just sounds bad. It might not sound bad if you're not like a person that's used to listening to a lot of music, or if like you're not very good with like, I don't know, relative pitch or being able to hear an 808 and knowing whether it's on key or not on key. But any producer can hear it, any artist can hear it, and it just sounds awful. So please tune your 808s. This is the best way to do it. I always do it like this, and there's no way that you miss doing it like this. So I'm gonna bring this up. I'm gonna use this as like ghost notes to guide myself, and I'm probably gonna use this pins right here. So give it a little bit of boost so it knocks a little bit harder. And let's see. So that was the first beat. Let's make another one. So I have the cymbal pulled up right here. And I keep falling in this darkness, and there's no one to light it up, to brighten it up. 105 BPM. That's probably a little bit too fast, but so again, as we did with the other one, we're gonna grab the bass, make it unique as a pattern, and you know, just get the bass notes so we don't miss whenever we tune. Because sometimes when you tune the 808s by ear, like you naturally, like, you know, you're not a machine, like you can miss. I usually miss when I make my 808s off ear, like the first time. So just to make sure, I always extract them like that. So I'm gonna lay that down like that. These are the notes. So it's E and then it's G sharp. So I'm gonna put this down so I don't confuse myself. And I keep falling in this darkness, and there's no one to light it. And I keep falling in this darkness, and there's no one to light it. I already heard this and I already know who to send this beat to. And I keep falling in this darkness, and I keep falling in this darkness, falling in this darkness, and there's no one to light it up, to brighten it up, yeah. And I keep falling in this darkness, falling in this darkness, and there's no one to light it up, to brighten it up, yeah. And I keep falling in this darkness, and there's no one to light it up, falling in this darkness, falling in this darkness, and there's no one to light it up, to brighten it up, yeah. Falling in this dark, falling in this darkness, and there's no one to light it up, to brighten it up, yeah. And I keep falling, and I keep falling, and I keep falling in this darkness, and falling in this darkness, and there's no one to light it up, to brighten it up, yeah. And I falling in this darkness, and there's no one to light it up, to brighten it up, yeah. And I keep falling in this darkness. All right, so I don't know how I feel about that chant over there. I'm gonna mute it for now, but I'm gonna be adding some open hats. Again, same process. Gonna add the stump. I always use the same one. I usually pitch the open hat a little bit to the right and the stump a little bit to the left, or like vice versa. Copy and paste. again, this one, the shorty red sound. This isn't like every Detroit beat you'll hear. We add a little bit of rolls, you know. Darkness. Darkness. And you know what time it is. You know what I have to do now. So cut itself and then boop, like this. Let's mix this a little bit, you know. Drop this on the mixer, right click, channel routing, route. We take the EQ out, like we take the low end out, we EQ it out, so there's room for the 808. Stem it out like that, boom, and then drop it like it's hot. I think for the first half, I'm gonna let the bass play, and then I'm gonna bring in the EQ and then the 808 like this, so it would sound a little bit like this. There's no one to write it. Million things. And that's the second beat. I can't believe I just made 2 beats in 27 minutes. Like, that's pretty crazy. But yeah, if you guys like the video, please comment, like, subscribe. Give me your thoughts in the comments. If you know how I should name this subgenre, I feel like nobody before has made orchestral Detroit beats. Like, it's two things that feel like they go so against each other. But if you have a name for how I should name this, put it down in the comments. It's the sound that I've been making mostly. I've been making plenty of beats like this. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you so much. Join our Discord server. I'm trying to get the community back up and active. And yeah, it's the second week. I've been posting 1 video per week. So far we have been keeping the streak going. And yeah, if you have any input on what you would like to see on the next video, please comment it down below, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.